Hello, everybody, and welcome to another live Argentina discussion. My name is Roy Nemer of Mundo Albiceleste.com, and we have so much to get to. Argentina versus Brazil, of course, in less than 24 hours, or exactly in 24 hours' time, the South American World Cup qualifiers. And this is going to be a massive game on so many levels, not only because it's Argentina versus Brazil, but everything going on off the pitch, what's being said. And of course, it is the qualifiers, and Argentina only need 1 point to officially qualify. But we'll get to all of that. As always, my name is Roy Nemer of MundoAlbiceleste.com. Tonight or today or this afternoon, depending on where you are in the world. I'm flying solo. I'm all alone tonight, but I'm never alone. Let me know down below in the comments where you're watching from. We tend to get from all around the world. Let's get to the chat, see what's going on here. Paulo Dybala, Viva Argentina, of course, and BC. Hello, BC. Typically BC from NYC, from New York City. So hello, BC. Let's get to it. Argentina versus Brazil. We know the rivalry. It is absolutely massive. Hello, BP, all the way from Nepal. Good morning to you, my friend, and thank you so much for joining. And thank you so much, everybody, for joining. And by the way, if you're new, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notifications button. We are going to be live also after the game, after Argentina's World Cup qualifying match against Brazil. And you do want to be on that one, trust me. Let's continue. We have Joel. Hey, Joel. Hey, Roy. Good to see you. Good to see you as well. Joel, thank you so much for joining. All right, now let's get to it. Argentina versus Brazil. We know the rivalry. We know everything. It is huge. It really is huge. And it feels like this time something's in the air. Something's going on. And I don't know if it's because Argentina, and we're going to talk about this as well, but I don't know if it's because Argentina have won the last couple of matches between the two teams. I don't know if it's because Argentina are reigning World Cup champions, just won the Copa America once more. I don't know if it's Brazil just kind of talking and making some noise, but it certainly feels special. And of course, and this is something we're going to get to as well in just a couple of moments, no Lionel Messi, no Paulo Dybala, no Lautaro Martinez, and no Nicolas Gonzalez of Juventus, but we'll get to that in just a moment. Let's continue on with the chat. James McMahon, hello, James. Thank you so much for joining us. James saying Argentina will win. I hope so. I truly hope so. Shah Fitness, hello. Hi, Roy. Love from Malaysia. How are you doing? I'm doing so well, my friend. How are you? And thank you for joining us. I'm doing good. I'm with you guys here. It's Argentina, Brazil, 24 hours time. Arguably Argentina's biggest game, biggest rivalry alongside Uruguay, of course. Two of the biggest, period. Rian and Rihanna, hey Roy, good morning all the way from Nepal as well. Thank you so much. Good morning to you too. Good morning to Shah Fitness as well. Korsiniet from Akron, Ohio. Thank you so much for joining us all the way from Ohio on a Monday evening or late afternoon, but I believe it's Monday evening for you as well. So thank you, Korsiniet. George, all the way from NYC. There you go, George. Our native Racing fan as well, a big Racing fan. Hello, and thank you for joining us as well from Bangladesh. The Thrill Capo, how are you? The Thrill? ¿Cómo estás, my friend? Shah Fitness, I'm good to see you. Blessed with the month of Ramadan. Yeah, happy Ramadan to everybody, and happy Lent as well to everybody going through that too. Now, again, it's a lively crowd, it's a lively chat. I love this. It's huge. Let's get to it. Argentina, Brazil. Now, in the qualifiers, it is a qualifying match. Argentina do need 1 point, only 1 point to qualify. They have officially clinched, at the very least, a playoff spot. So no matter what, Argentina will, at the very least, be competing in the playoffs for the 2026 World Cup. But in all likelihood, I don't think it's just going to be the playoffs. I don't think they're going to need the playoffs. But keep that in mind. Brazil not yet qualified. We'll take a look at the standings in a moment. Brazil not yet qualified. Not too far away for them, but Argentina only need that 1 point. The thrill teasing, saying Ugross, he said he's from Racing. Love from Bangladesh. Fazl, I'm so sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. Thank you so much for joining us from Bangladesh. Early morning as well. Vamos Argentina, my friend. Yes. And Shah Fitness, Argentina need that 3 points against Brazil. Really serious job to trash Brazil, to thrash them. I completely agree. Yes, it's the 1 point to qualify, but everything going on, everything that's being said by the Brazilian players, specifically most recently, actually, Rafinha. And that was a big one. Rafinha sitting down with, I want to say it was Romario or Rivaldo, and essentially saying he's going to score against Argentina and he's going to screw Argentina and Brazil's going to win and this and that. And look, we've seen this story before in the past. And let me know, by the way, down below in the comments, what do you guys think? But we've seen this story in the past, whether it's another South American team or specifically Brazil. We've seen this Richarlison last time, talking a lot about Argentina and how Brazil were going to win and this and that. And, indirectly getting revenge for the Copa America final in 2021. And what happened? Nicolas Otamendi scored a header off a corner kick and Argentina won at the Maracanã. Brazil lost the World Cup qualifying match for the first time on home soil. And it came against the reigning World Cup and back-to-back Copa America champions. So again, we've seen this before. We've seen the rivalry, of course, in the past. And we're going to talk about that rivalry as well. And I want everyone's input for sure. But this time it's Rafinha and it's a couple of others as well, saying, they're going to beat Argentina and this and that. And look, anything can happen, right? It's 90 minutes or 90 plus minutes. Anything can happen in the match. But I don't know, something about this rivalry, of course, is Argentina-Brazil. It's different. And Argentina, like I said, in recent years have had the upper hand. And I'm saying this knocking on wood. Let's take a look at the chat here. George. George is just teasing. George and the thrill, of course. And now we have Jabs Jabir TK. Hi, Roy, I'm from India, and I'm sure that we are not going to lose the match. Maybe tied, but never loses because we need those. Yeah, we need to win this match for sure. This is a match I think that, and I want to know what everyone thinks about this as well, but I think this is a match, of course, Brazil have to win. Of course, Argentina have to win. They don't, they can't afford to lose, and especially at home against Brazil. But, a draw for Argentina might not be the worst thing in the world, but I feel like the players and certainly the fans are going to be up for it. And I don't see this ending in a draw. I truly, truly don't. I think this is going to be one of those games where there will be a winner. There might be controversy. It's going to be physical. It's going to be a South American match. It's going to be heated. And it's going to be a battle. It's going to be a battle. And it's going to be a big, big match on that one. Rihanna saying we will win. And yeah, and shut up, Rafinha. This is all troll and nonsense talk. I'm not sure, but this is something to do with mind games. Jabs Jabir TK. Yeah, vamos Argentina, my friend. The thrill, even if we lose just a qualified friendly, Argentina equals 2026 in the World Cup. Top three, more so Argentina beats Spain 4 stars. That is something, my friend, and I would love absolutely nothing more in this sport than to see that happening. Except for the losing part. I'm talking about the rest. Shaw Fitness. Here we go. Shaw Fitness. Argentina versus Brazil is bigger than Liverpool versus Manchester United, Barcelona versus Real Madrid. My point of view, the biggest Clasico of all time. I completely agree, my friend. Wholeheartedly, 100%. This is the biggest game. Alongside Argentina, Uruguay, this is big. Although Argentina have some rivals even in Europe, right? Germany, the Netherlands, England, most recently France. But something about Argentina, Brazil, and Argentina, Uruguay it just hits different. It hits different. Patrick saying vamos Argentina. Yes. Ismail, welcome Ismail as well. Welcome Patrick and everybody. Ismail saying the result will be 1-0. I'm seeing multiple red cards. I would not be surprised if that were the case. We will win, says Patrick. BP, at least he's where now because of Bielsa. George talking about Julian Alvarez. I have a feeling Julian's feeling very comfortable and energized to be playing in the Monumental, predicting a fantastic performance. Julian was massive as well versus Uruguay, absolutely everywhere on the pitch. We spoke about it. Myself, everybody here in the chat. We had Sebastian Garcia, of course, in the chat following the match versus Uruguay. We all spoke about it. Alvarez had a great, great performance. He didn't score, but he was everywhere, absolutely everywhere on the pitch. So I'm feeling a big performance by Julian at the Monumental. I do agree about that. Him being back home, of course, not necessarily I'm talking about just Argentina, but home stadium, River Plate, at the Monumental. And hopefully it's a packed Monumental. The thriller, Roy, I love you too. X2 speed, you okay? Too fast. I'll slow down. I'll take it easy a little bit. I'll certainly slow down. BC, thank you for that. The thrill. BC 2026 World Cup final will be Argentina versus Brazil. That would be the biggest final of all time. I truly believe that wholeheartedly. I don't know about you guys, but Argentina versus Brazil would be the biggest possible final in the world. And I don't think there's anything bigger. Again, Argentina, Uruguay for sure, but Argentina, Brazil might just edge that in a final of a World Cup, of course. Corsiniat, so we are unbeaten for the last 4 games against Brazil. That is true. And we'll talk about the memories. We'll talk about Argentina versus Brazil and the memories coming up. That's certainly one of the things I want to discuss with everybody. Shah Fitness, Rafinha tackle on Rodrigo de Paul and a red card for Rafinha, I hope. All right, that's a bold prediction there from Shah Fitness. I'm slowing it down, the thrill. I'm slowing it down, definitely. Jabs Jabir TK, love the comments, by the way, everybody. Keep them coming and hit the like button if you haven't already. Now, Jabs Jabir is saying, yes, it's for sure, but I wish we should be winning and we have that advantage because we are playing on our home ground. So it's the big difference, and they only have the attacking part is a little sharper than ours for Jabs Jabir. And we'll see. We'll see Brazil's possible lineup. Of course, Rafinha, Vinicius, maybe Rodrigo as well. Who knows? But I don't know. Argentina's a little... I mean, I'll agree Argentina's more well-rounded. Certainly more well-rounded. Fazil, today Bangladesh was India. Wow. Man, good luck to both teams. I can't say I support one more than the other. Definitely good luck to both teams. I hope it's a great game. Certainly hope so. Ismail, I hope Paredes moved to center back. We'll have one of the best ball-playing center backs. I don't know about that. Leandro Paredes playing as a center back, that might be a bit of a stretch for me. I don't see that happening, to be honest. Defensive midfielder, sure, we've had it before, but not at center back. BC all the way from NYC. BC saying, before I die, I want to see the Super Classico in both the World Cup and CL, either Champions League or Copa Libertadores finals. If it's Copa Libertadores, we've had it. We've had Boca River before, right? But I'm not sure if you mean Copa Libertadores or Champions League in terms of Barcelona and Real Madrid. If it's Barcelona-Madrid, it could still happen. I believe this year could still happen. Jabs Jabir, we have better midfielders and the back line, and Evan, even our goalkeeper Emiliano will be the best performance for sure. We will win it. Let's not forget also for Brazil, Alisson is out. So Alisson of Liverpool is out for Brazil. He will not play. He will be rested. And I believe Ederson was not called up, or he was ultimately dropped from the squad. He was cut. So I'm trying to remember who the goalkeeper is. We'll have to pull up the possible 11 here in just a moment. But no Alisson and no Ederson, I believe, either for Brazil. So that could be big for them. George, I would like to see La Paz cook tomorrow. Who I believe Bolivia is playing. Is it Uruguay? I'll try and get this here to see who they're playing. Bolivia is playing Uruguay tomorrow. That's going to be something. So the other matches as well: Brazil, Uruguay, Colombia, Paraguay, Venezuela, Peru, Argentina, Brazil, of course, and Chile, Ecuador. That could be a fun one. Chile, Ecuador could be fun, but it's all going to be about Argentina and Brazil for sure. BC saying Real Madrid and Barcelona. That's the one you were talking about earlier. That would be, again, arguably the biggest Champions League final of all time, except, no Messi, right? But we had it in the semifinals back in 2011. So kind of close enough. I don't believe Neto's their substitute goalkeeper. I'll have to take a look, see who it was the last time. Let's bring this up here. Let's see, in South American World Cup qualifiers. Let's see who played last for Brazil. I can't remember who the goalkeeper was at the time, the last match. Let's bring this up. Brazil, Colombia. It was Alisson and Bento. Bento came on as a substitute. So there you go. So maybe Bento Maybe Bento plays. All right. Yeah, there you go. Liam. Thank you, Liam, and thank you for joining us, and thank you for that, Liam, stating that there. And it's Bento that came on. So no Allison, no Ederson. Bento is the goalkeeper. BP, I have a feeling we will win the World Cup in 2026. I'm sorry, I read that SWE as Sweden, but no, we will win it. Brazil will play for the 0-0. You know what, BC? I don't know about that. What do you guys think? You think Brazil's going to play for the draw, or do you think they're going to go for the win? The way they're sounding, the way the players are talking right now, it feels like they're out for blood and they want the win. I think they would gladly take a draw, if I'm being honest. I think Argentina would gladly take a win over the draw, but I think Brazil might be okay with the draw there. But I don't know if they'll be playing for it. Maybe their coach might, but the players won't, or at least the mentality. But I don't know. I think they might be going more for, or the coach might be going more for the win. BC saying it's about time a team repeated the World Cup. It's been quite some time. France came close, of course, last time, but Argentina ended up winning it, so no, no France as repeat champions. Brazil indirectly kind of came close as well. They won it in '94 and made the final in '98 and won it again in 2002. So, but yeah, it's been a while. Fazil, Messi will never play against Brazil. Never say never. You never know what could happen. Another friendly match or the World Cup itself. Never say never. It's definitely possible. BC saying his father wasn't even alive the last time it happened. Danvers FN, thank you Danvers FN for joining, saying on my mother's life, Argentina wins. That is some prediction. The Thrill, Instagram and X for sure. I'm on X at Roy Nemer, ROYNEMER. I'm on there as well, or also on Mundo Albiceleste's X account or Twitter X account. So Roy Nemer, NEMER. Continuing on, I love the comments, by the way. Keep them coming, everybody. George saying, I love that Rafinha was running his mouth before the match. Historically, it doesn't go well for those who open their mouths before the game. Look at France, look at the Netherlands, look at Mexico, and look at Brazil. I wasn't going to say it. You said it, and I tend to agree. And I'm saying this knocking on wood at the same time. All right, BC, talking about my first World Cup was '98. Argentina versus Brazil would have been the semifinals like in 2022. It would have been, but Dennis Bergkamp, a great goal in the quarterfinals in Marseille versus Argentina. 2-1, Gabriel Batistuta hitting the post as well. So that could have been a classic game, Argentina versus Brazil. And side note, Netherlands were very unlucky against Brazil in that semifinal, in my opinion. Shaw Fitness, Brazil will be in attack mode the moment the ref blows the whistle at the start of the big match. I could see that. I could certainly see that. Now, continuing on for Argentina, Nicolas Gonzalez is suspended. Now, he did get that red card. Unlucky, but definitely deserved, and very, very dangerous, but unlucky for Nicolas Gonzalez. Red carded. He will miss the match versus Brazil. And I'm going to throw this in the chat right now. Let me know down below, what do you think is the starting 11 for Argentina? How do you think we're going to line up? Who's going to start? Is it a 4-4-2? Is it a 4-5-1? Is it a 5-3? Anything. Let me know down below. I truly think Nicolas Gonzalez would have started this match, and I think it's part of the reason why maybe Almada started the last match over Nico Gonzalez, because Scaloni was maybe saving Nicolas Gonzalez for this one. But Nico Gonzalez suspended. Scaloni kind of, he spoke about it in the press conference. He said, Rodrigo de Paul is available and he's going to start. That's very, very obvious. Rodrigo de Paul is going to start for Argentina. You'd think Julian Alvarez as well is going to start for Argentina. I don't see Santiago Castro starting. So de Paul's going to start. Julian Alvarez, in all likelihood, will start. Is it similar? Is it a similar starting 11 to the one that won 1-0 versus Uruguay in Montevideo? Does Giuliano Simeone start? Does Almada start? Does De Paul replace Paredes in the starting 11? How do you think the team lines up in this game? How do you think? This is going to be big. And this is a big question mark for me because I'm very curious as to how Scaloni is going to line up the team. I really, really am. It might just be a simple swap, De Paul for Paredes, but it might be a surprise knowing Scaloni. It might be a surprise. Let's take a look at the chat. Fazil going with a big prediction. I'm not going to read it out loud. I'm just going to bring it up on screen. BC saying Argentina and Brazil are the most followed national teams globally. They really are in terms of just the population, the number of people really, really supporting them. Of course, Brazil, historically speaking, massive. Argentina, historically speaking, massive. In my opinion, the best players in the history of the game in general have come from South America and specifically from those two teams. And the top two best ever, in my opinion, coming from Argentina. And of course, I'm talking about Diego Maradona and Lionel Messi. All right, let's take a look. Jab Jabir, anyway, good to see you, man. It's 5:48 a.m. in India, and I got the notification you're on live. Thank you, brother, to update up all the news. See you. Okay. Much love to you, Jabs Jabir. Thank you so much. That's insane. 5:48 a.m. Thank you for joining. Thank you, everybody, for joining, especially in that part of the world, waking up so early. And if it's evening for you, thank you for spending your Monday evening with us. If it's afternoon, thank you for spending your Monday afternoon with us. Let's take a look. BC talking about big in Asia. Yeah. Liam, I think the only change will be De Paul for Enzo or Paredes. Yeah, I don't know. I think Paredes might be better suited for this game in terms of like the physicality. I think he adds a little bit more physicality to the team as opposed to Enzo. I'm not saying Enzo is not physical, but I think Paredes has that in his game a little bit more. But Enzo seems to be a favorite lately for Scaloni. So again, we might get that surprise. Who knows? Maybe Enzo gets dropped in place of De Paul, or Paredes gets dropped in place of De Paul. I think it's going to be one of those two, not McAllister. I think McAllister is too important to this team to be dropped. In all likelihood, it might be Paredes, in my opinion. Shah Fitness. I think it will be a 4-3-3 Fitness going with Molina, Otamendi, Romero, Tagliafico at the back. I could see that for sure, 100%. McAllister, De Paul, Nico Paz in midfield, and Simeone, Alvarez, and Correa in attack. That's an interesting shout with Nico Paz. That's certainly an interesting shout. I don't think Scaloni surprises us that much and goes with Nico Paz, but the rest of the team, I mean, the back line, for sure, I could see that. McAllister, De Paul, for sure. Simeone, Alvarez, I could see, and maybe Correa in place of Almada. All right, keep the comments coming. I'm just going to have a little bit of a sip of water here, and let's continue on. Joel has a great question I'll bring up as well. Okay, all right. Let's keep it going here. Joel, what weaknesses do you foresee for tomorrow's game? Well, look, it's a great question. I love this one. I don't know. I wouldn't call it maybe weaknesses, but certainly the right back position for Argentina. I didn't think Molina particularly had a very good game versus Uruguay. I think, yes, at times he held his own, but that could be troublesome, which is why I think Julian Simeone does start on the right-hand side for Argentina. I think he's going to be there. He's going to track back. He's going to help defend. I could certainly see that. So not necessarily a weakness, but I could certainly see Brazil attacking down Argentina's right-hand side or Brazil's left-hand side. So that for me might be the big issue for Argentina. Other than that, honestly, Joel, if I'm being honest, I don't see any other problems. I'm not even calling this a problem either. I just think it might be one, not even a weakness, just something to watch out for if you're Argentina. I love that question. I love the comments so much from everybody. Please keep them coming. All right. Mr. Happy, hello, I'm here. Thank you, Mr. Happy, for joining. Thank you so much. Where are you watching from, Mr. Happy? Do let us know in the comments. BP Enzo has good work rate. He does. Best of luck, says Khademul Hassan. Thank you so much. From Bangladesh as well. Adolfo Stargay at 9. 2-0 Argentina win. Let's go. Let's do it, my friend. I'm so up for this. 2-0. I'll sign right now. Liam saying, I would also not be surprised if it's Simeone that comes out for De Paul to try to get a little bit more control in midfield. I don't know about this. Yes, but at the same time, his work rate, Simeone's work rate as well, of course, De Paul's work rate, we know, is second to none, but Simeone particularly helping at right back, that's why I think he might start, but you might be right, Liam. You absolutely could be right. We could get Simeone dropped for De Paul. Who knows? BC, I'd like a lot of goals, but I doubt it happens. If there are, I hope it's Argentina scoring them. Let's put it that way. Puzzle, it's a lot of interacting with everybody, which I love, and gotta stay hydrated. Shaw Fitness, I agree with you, Roy. Our right back is a small issue. Vladislav, welcome, Vladislav, facing Vinicius Jr. Why not give Nico Paz a start? Says Roshan. Start Nico Paz. Look, for me, that would be a surprise. If I'm being honest, for me, that would be a big surprise if he does, just because he hasn't really played many games for Argentina, but that's never stopped Scaloni before, so it could happen. You never know. Mr. Happy, watching all the way from New Jersey. Thank you so much. In the United States, in New Jersey. Thank you so much for spending your Monday evening with us. All right. Now, for Argentina, the starting 11, I would personally, I think it's going to be obviously Emiliano Martinez. It's going to be Tagliafico. It'll be Otamendi, Cuti for sure. Molina at right back. Then I think maybe 3 in midfield, De Paul, McAllister, Enzo, and up front, maybe Correa. That someone brought that up earlier. I believe it was Shaw Fitness, but maybe Correa, Julian Alvarez, and Giuliano Simeone, or maybe some modified 4-4-2 or 4-5-1, something along those lines. But I think Nicolas Gonzalez getting suspended was not in Scaloni's plans, because I believe he had Gonzalez starting. All right, let's take a look here. Nehemia, Emmanuel. Hola. The big question, is it Paredes or Simeone? Midfield is going to be key. I believe it's going to be Simeone. Personally, I believe it's going to be Simeone, but in attack. That's what I think. But Paredes in midfield, maybe a 4-5-1, a modified 4-5-1. And George saying, no Correa, please. Not a fan of Correa is George. I like him. I have a soft spot for him. I certainly have a soft spot. All right. Next up, I want to get to, before I get to that, if you're new, by the way, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notifications button. We're here, and we're going to be here after the game as well. So do hit the subscribe button, hit the like button too. George, para mí tiene que ser Paredes. George saying it has to be Paredes for him, or it should be Paredes for him. I love Paredes, and I'm not against him starting. If it's like a 4-5-1 or something, by all means, solidify that midfield. That could be it. That could certainly be it. Jill Valentine, don't cry for me, Argentina, saying Vamos Argentina. Fazil saying to stop Vinicius, it must be Simeone. Shaw Fitness losing Alisson is a big deal for Brazil. I think he's their best goalkeeper. Personally speaking, I rate him very highly, and I think he's head and shoulders above, personally speaking, above Ederson, who I think generally is their backup, but I think Alisson could be a big loss for them. BP, Juan Foyth has good matches, or has had good matches against Vinicius. Hit or miss. I have my thoughts when it comes to Foyth. Let's just say, personally, I wouldn't start Foyth versus Brazil. Personally, I wouldn't play Foyth versus Brazil. That's just my opinion. I'm not the coach, obviously, but I would not. If I'm being honest, I wouldn't. I would not. All right, let's take a look and continue on with the chat here. Let's see. George saying Paredes goes hard against Brazil. He does. Oh, no, he does. He absolutely does. I'm just curious, and I'm thinking about how Scaloni's maybe thinking about lining up the team, because in the past when we faced Brazil, obviously Messi was there, but Di Maria was there as well. So you had that pure winger. up front for Argentina, which we don't necessarily have this time. No Nico Gonzalez. We do have Simeone, so that's why I think Simeone might get the start. BC saying, I cannot see Brazil winning. Vladislav Allison is definitely the best, but Ederson is good enough. Makes memorabilia. Hello, Roy. Late to the show. Thank you for doing it. Super excited. This is a huge match. It certainly is. It's probably Argentina's biggest match that they could have, alongside, of course, Uruguay. Shah Fitness, please no fourth. Nothing against them. Yeah, I agree. I agree. And let's go play football, not soccer. All right. My next question to everybody. There you go. Dan W. Merchant. Lo Celso was there in 2023 and qualified. That is very true. No Lo Celso this time either. No Lo Celso dropped due to fitness issues, right? So he wasn't called up. Not for the match versus Uruguay and not for the match versus Brazil either. Not there. So no Lo Celso this time. And of course, no Lautaro, no Dybala, and no Lionel Messi. If we continue, I kind of posted about this on X earlier in the day, but what are your Argentina versus Brazil memories? Obviously, I prefer to focus on the good, but let's say your earliest memories or your fondest memories or just memories that you have about this rivalry, about this match. There's for a while it was a lot of negative memories, some not so good ones. But recently, and I'm saying this while absolutely knocking on wood, I'm being very careful, very cautious with my words. It's been positive. It's been very, very positive. Trafalgar Law, 2010 friendly in Qatar. It was my first ever football match. Wow. You picked. That was a good game if you're an Argentina fan. Messi getting the win, or Messi getting the goal, Argentina getting the win. Lavezzi with the back heel. I'm trying to remember the back line. I believe Gabriel Heinze was there. I think Nicolas Parejo was there. I want to say Federico Fazio. I'm not quite sure. I don't believe Zanetti was right back. Maybe Emiliano Papa played left back, and that was an odd one. That was certainly something. That was an interesting team. I believe Banega was there as well. Andres D'Alessandro, I think, came on as a substitute in that match for Argentina. For those that remember, Andres D'Alessandro, underrated player in my opinion. But Argentina, that was a fun little team there. Fun little team. Shah Fitness, the game at the United States, the friendly game. Messi scored a hat-trick, 4-3. Argentina wins. I'll go with that one mainly because I was at that game. I was at that match, and it's a match I'll never forget. Absolutely never, ever forget. I have the date tattooed. For me, it was a very special day for many different reasons. Nehemiah saying Beijing in 2008 at the Olympics, Argentina 3, Brazil 0. Yes, Sergio Aguero with 2 goals and Juan Román Riquelme with the other one, which was a penalty. A great match. In the semifinals, semifinals, I believe, of the Olympics, and then Argentina beat Nigeria 1-0 with Di Maria scoring in the gold medal game. George saying Vinicius has to be the most irritating crybaby in football. With a face only a mother could love. I want to see him cry tomorrow. I'd love to see tears of, let's say, pain for Vinicius if with Argentina winning. Let's see. Nehemiah saying yes, that's the one. Shah Fitness, the other one was Argentina beating Brazil in the World Cup in 1990. We won. Brazil had loads of chances, including hitting the post a few times. This was a classic game. For those that haven't watched this, after we're done, it's online. Go watch this. Argentina versus Brazil. Brazil had many chances, as mentioned by Shah Fitness. They hit the post a couple of times. Goicoechea had 1 or 2 good saves, but Diego Maradona cut through Dunga, cut through Brazil's midfield, put the pass in to Claudio Caniggia and got the goal. A great goal, a great goal in the round of 16 of the World Cup. And then they faced Czechoslovakia or Czech Republic eventually in the quarterfinals, and Italy in the semis. Great match. Nice memory. Liam saying, those that don't know about D'Alessandro need to YouTube him after this. 100% Andres D'Alessandro. Again, I said it, underrated. He was very fun to watch. Very fun to watch. Mixed memorabilia. My favorite memory is when Brazil were all over Argentina. Then Maradona made that magical run, set up Caniggia to win 1-0. Magical is the word to describe that assist in the World Cup round of 16. BP, how about your memories about Ortega? I mean, look, Ariel Ortega was a talented player. Absolutely. He had his demons off the pitch, for sure, 100%. But if we're talking on the pitch, super talented. I had a bit of a temper, for sure. Unfortunately for Argentina, a lot of people tend to associate Ortega with the red card on Van der Sar in the quarterfinals of the 1998 World Cup, which was a silly decision from him, a silly move from him. Brought Argentina down a player. But, overall, a great player. 100% cannot doubt his talent. For Argentina, he had a great tournament in 1998 up until that red card. But a very, very good tournament from him. That World Cup was before Roy's time. If we're talking about 1990, I was alive in 1990. I'll put it that way. But I was extremely too young to watch it. My first memory of football was in 1994. And I remember bits and parts of the 1994 World Cup. But the first World Cup I fully remember watching was 98. So funny enough, Ortega, but I remember watching the 1998 World Cup. And I remember bits and parts of 94, but I was too young. I was too young to really understand and get a lot of memories. I was born in 1990, like I was alive at that time, but I was way too young. BC saying I was a baby several months. There you go. That's a trip down memory lane right there. Vladislav, to be fair, all I remember from that 1998 game is Bergkamp's goal. I mean, that's what a lot of people tend to remember. But Gabriel Batistuta with a rocket of a shot that bounced off the post. Van der Sar didn't move. It hit the post, and you just saw Van der Sar just freeze from Batigol. And gosh, I love Batistuta. I love Gabriel Batistuta. Now we're really talking about that. Shah Fitness saying my first memory of the World Cup was in 1990. Excellent. That was a good World Cup if you're an Argentina fan. We made the final that year. Mixed memorabilia. Ortega is one of my all-time favorite players. He literally did the tango with the ball. He danced around players. His match versus England in the round of 16 of that World Cup in 1998 was so nice. So good. A great game from him. BC, I loved watching them humiliate the Jamaicans 5-0. That was Batistuta getting a hat-trick as well, and that was a great game. And for those that maybe don't remember, maybe that do remember, but maybe forgot, Gabriel Batistuta's penalty against Jamaica in the group stages of that match, of that tournament in 1998. Had the goalkeeper stood there, it would have gone right through the goalkeeper and still hit the back of the net. That's how powerful, that's how strong that penalty was from Gabriel Batistuta. And yeah, I was debating actually kind of wearing this tonight, Gabriel Batistuta. I was really debating wearing this one, but I thought, you know what, we'll stick with a little bit more modern and we'll go with the more modern jersey. BC saying no mercy, absolutely. BP saying I remember that moment about Batigol hitting the post. Yeah. And Shah Fitness, Ariel Ortega, or JJ Okocha, so good they named him twice. Look, I'm biased. I'll go with Ortega, but JJ, like Okocha, he was something. He was a joy to watch. Extremely fast, extremely skillful, very talented. But I'm biased. I'll go with Ortega. But if I wasn't biased, I don't know. This is a difficult one. It's close. But Ortega was different. There were different kinds of skillful. Okocha was maybe a little bit more flashy, but Ortega's ball control was superb. I love that. And I love this conversation we're having. All these memories down memory lane, right? The trips down memory lane, excuse me. Always very fun. Of course, the last time Argentina faced Brazil, talking about all of this, just over a year and some months ago at the Maracanã, Nicolas Otamendi scoring, Argentina 1-0. And then the whole scandal, or not scandal, but the news broke out about Scaloni saying he might not stay on as coach. But obviously, he's staying on as coach. And then before that was a match in Argentina, a 0-0 draw after the Copa America, the 2021 Copa America. And then there was the Copa America, after the Copa America in Brazil that was suspended right after about 5 minutes or so, when Brazilian authorities stormed onto the pitch and made a whole thing out of it. That was something. And then, of course, before that was the Copa America final at the Maracanã, which Argentina won 1-0. That was a great one. Great one. Let's continue with the chat. Mixed memorabilia. Let's not forget Ortega was labeled the next Maradona. That he was. He certainly was. Yeah. And, to be fair, the talent was there. Not as close as Maradona, but the talent was there. Trafalgar Law, thank you for joining, as always. I saw your comment earlier. I don't know if you discussed it already. Are the prices as ridiculous as rumored? They're pretty high up there. Osvaldo of Mundo Albiceleste is going to be attending the game tomorrow, so we'll have some pictures, some videos. That's why I said hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and we'll also have it on the website. But the prices are high. They're not cheap. And we spoke about this in the last video, where initially rumors were that the prices were going to be extremely high, and then when news came out that Neymar wasn't selected for Brazil, and news came out that Messi was injured and wasn't picked for Argentina, a lot of people were speculating, hey, maybe the tickets won't be as expensive. They're still very expensive, unfortunately. We're not going to get into the politics of it all, but very expensive still. I don't know if they're sold out or not, but I'm hoping for a large crowd, for a full crowd at the Maracanã. Hopefully it's a packed house, sold out, but tickets are very, very expensive for this one. They're not cheap. Vladislav, this time just hoping for no serious injuries. Yes, 100%. As always, of course. BP, we don't talk about this here. That was at the Copa America. We don't talk about that. But Martin Palermo, 3 penalties missed in 1 match. Amr Sultan, welcome, Amr Sultan. Thank you for joining us. I believe you're new. Maybe in the last video, but I don't believe I've seen you around too much. Either way, welcome to the chat. Welcome to the discussion, and thank you for joining. Shah Fitness, I think, guys, head-to-head, Brazil's got the upper hand in terms of number of wins. Possibly. There was a long period of time there where, for whatever reason, Argentina struggled to kind of get the win. They sometimes draw, but getting the win was difficult at times. But most recently, it might be close. It might be very, very close. Trafalgar, hopefully I'll send you a video for the documentary tomorrow. Yes, which I love, Trafalgar. Please do, and everyone as well. And that brings me here. Submit your reactions to Mundo Albiceleste 10@gmail.com. We said this before the match versus Uruguay, and definitely before the match versus Brazil. If you want to record yourself watching the game tomorrow, whether you're alone, with friends, with family, whatever it might be, if you want to record yourself during the game and send us your reactions, send it to mundoalbiceleste10@gmail.com. There's the email address down below on the screen. Send it there. We're compiling a little video to put up after the game. All the reactions, put them in. So whether you watch it alone or you watch it with friends or family and you record yourself, send us your reactions. We'll compile it in the video. Thank you so much, Trafalgar, for bringing that up as well, and looking forward to seeing your video. I love that. Amr Sultan, hello. Love from Atlanta, Georgia, USA, and Egypt. All right, from Egypt as well, but not at the same time. It's a bit of a distance there. Love you and love your content and the hard work you do. Incredible. Thank you so much, Amr Sultan. It really means a lot. We would not be able to do any of this without anyone here. With your support and over on mundoalbiceleste.com and on X and social media, Instagram, Facebook. So thank you so much for joining, and thank you so much for the kind words. Really, it means a lot. Anthony GMS Ortega made a big mistake against the Netherlands. Brought Argentina a player down. Hemlock Bar, hello, and thank you for joining. Mr. Happy, hope you win 5-0 to send a statement to the world. This would be huge. This would be absolutely huge. Let's put it that way. And mixed memorabilia. The stage for Scaloni is very exciting and interesting, with the younger players being included in the squad, like Almada, Paz, Dominguez. The balance of experience and youth could be very effective. And I think Scaloni's done a pretty good job when it comes to this. You mentioned those names here, mixing them in with some of the senior players, more experienced players, some of the veterans in the team, I think is great. I think he's done so well. Shah Fitness, we're working on this, getting a little printed T-shirt with the logo maybe in the name. Shah Fitness, I think Roy, we need to have Mundo Albiceleste round neck shirt. Absolutely. If the demand is there, we'll do it. 100% Shah Fitness. I love that. You guys, a couple more moments. I see people typing in. Mixed Memorabilia typing his starting 11. Joel saying I'm down for some merch. I like that. I'll be sure to send some over to some of you. Thank you so much for that, for the kind support. Shah Fitness, we'll deliver it. I'll tell you this much: if we print it out and we have it, we'll send it. We'll make sure to do worldwide shipping. I love that. Thank you so much for the support to both Joel and Shah Fitness. Thank you. It really means a lot. I appreciate it. Trafalgar saying, I'm going to wear the 1990 blue Argentina jersey. Oh boy. All right. I heard it's considered bad luck among fans. Is that true? I don't know if it's bad luck, to be honest. I think it's just some people like to associate certain jerseys maybe with certain moments, if that makes sense, if you get what I mean. For example, like the 2014 World Cup jersey, that jersey itself was great. But if we're talking, the final itself, that dark blue jersey, which I think was a beautiful jersey. But whenever someone wears it, they consider it bad luck. They consider it, no, don't wear it because of the result. Really, it's that, because of the result. And same thing with 1990. I think it's a beautiful shirt, but some people might associate it with bad luck. Same for some of the 1994 ones. I have a 1994 one here, and that blue one, for example, versus Greece. It's a beautiful jersey. Some people associate it with bad luck in terms of, Maradona's last goal and everything, but it's a beautiful jersey. So if you're going to wear it with pride. Don't worry about the bad luck. If you've worn it in the past and Argentina have won, go for it, my friend. Go for it. Shah Fitness, after the Argentina lost 2014 World Cup, I let it go. It haunts me. I never purchased that jersey. I was going to wait to see. I'm kind of glad I didn't in that sense, just because looking at it, it's a beautiful jersey, but I would have brought back some very, very bad memories. But I understand what you mean. BP from 98 till now, it's long memories for me. It certainly is. All right. On that note, I want to say a big, big thank you for everybody for joining me tonight or today or this afternoon, this morning, wherever you are around the world. I was flying solo, but I wasn't solo. I'm with everybody here. And thank you so much for joining. We're going to be live after the game, after Argentina versus Brazil. We are going to be live on YouTube. So hit that subscribe button, hit the notifications button, hit the like button, show your support, and join us tomorrow after the game. Let us know your thoughts. We're going to be talking about the game, about the players, about everything there. Absolutely everything there. Lord Sugar, hello. Sam from Ghana. Keep up the good work. Argentina till I die. Thank you so much for joining. And if you're watching us on repeat as well, let us know down below your comments. A big, big thank you. Shah Fitness, thank you, my friend. Thank you. Trafalgar, take it easy, buddy. Thank you so much. Liam as well. Mixed Memorabilia, BP, Joel, Fazul, Trafalgar, Amor, BP, everybody, BC, everybody that joined us today. Thank you so much. As always, until next time, everybody, which is very, very soon, take it easy and be safe. Goodbye, everybody.